Hello and welcome to the Mix Air Rap Podcast. I'm your host, DJ B Wise. This is a podcast we talk about hip hop from boom bap to trap. We're a group of hip hop enthusiasts from multiple eras trying to bridge the gap in hip hop. My co-hosts are Kev and JB, the JJB. We're in the building live, y'all. We trying to come at you with this Grammy wrap up as it's going on right now. So we're going to jump straight into it with what we have heard are the winners. And we're going to start off with, where y'all want to start off, fellas?
Best rap song.
All right. So, fellas, y'all doing all right tonight? How you doing, Kev?
Doing great. Just biggest award show of the season. So we're gonna just see, how everything turned out. See, some of our predictions are true or not.
That's what's up. JB, you feeling all right?
I'm on my light-skinned Drake Moody vibes here. As you can see, I have the hookah out. Drinking on a little bit of something just to sip my sorrows away. But
no doubt.
Ready to have a great discussion.
Yeah. So all right, so we're gonna jump straight into it with best rap song. All right. And the nominees for best rap song was Attention, and that was Doja Cat. Barbie World, that was Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice. Just Wanna Rock by our man Lil Uzi Vert. Rich Flex, and that was Drake and 21 Savage. And Science and Engineers, and that was our boy Killer Mike and Andre 3000. And the winner was Killer Mike, Andre 3000, Science and Engineers. Kev, take it away. How you feel?
I don't, I think in our prediction show we were kind of tossing it up who could win, but I think a lot of what we were saying was we were picking our favorites. Killer Mike winning, I don't think is a big surprise. He had arguably one of the best albums of the year. But it's Killer Mike, he's been a rap underdog for some time, and underdogs can be hit or miss when it comes to award season, but it seemed like this underdog has turned the odds in his favor. So congratulations to him.
Yeah. That's what's up. All right, AB.
Man, Kev, I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's absolutely a surprise. I got my young guys over here. We're all stressing our annoyance with the Grammys today. We're in protest. I think that Killer Mike, Scientists and Engineers, fantastic song. I think it was a masterpiece of a song, actually. But we're talking about the Grammys here. We're talking about popular appeal. We're talking about people who listen to these songs, know these songs, and the impact these songs have. I think every song on this list was nominated because every artist put something on the table that was their best and was worthy of acclaim and being discussed. I Wanna Rock was the biggest song of 2023. And Scientists and Engineers may have been, in my opinion, the most artistically, production-wise, great song. It just didn't have it had no impact in terms of the general community of music listeners and of those who appreciate the song. And I think that it was great. I'm not taking anything away from it, but yeah, that one was a shocker for me. It was definitely Lil Uzi I Wanna Rock, quite personally, in my opinion.
Yeah,
shocking in what way? Because are you shocked because it wasn't your favorite, or you're just shocked because
I'm shocked because what the Grammys tends to do is to get every category right, but rap categories, like, quite honestly, we know who's going to win best album because that was the most popular album, right? But when it comes, and I'm not saying that because honestly, like, even when Harry Styles won it over Kendrick Lamar previously, it's just that was the more popular song. Like that was a more popular album. This year, we know what the more popular thing is. And not that it's just a popularity contest, but the impact as well as the quality of what I Want to Rock was. It's just like this was the best song of that year. Like Scientists and Engineers was a very, very late entry. We heard it and we said, "Oh man, this is fantastic." But it's like if Andre 3000 wasn't on that song, if Andre 3000 wasn't on that song, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Well, let me educate you. About every 4 to 5 years, the Grammy does the unexpected. What was it that year? Herbie Hancock won Record of the Year. Remember that?
Yep.
Man, look, every 4 to 5 years, the Grammys does what the unexpected. It goes out of its way to either recognize artists who've been in the game 20 plus years who never won anything, or they do stuff for shock value. Now, overall, the rap world is going to love what Killer Mike is doing tonight. You're not going to hear no complaints tomorrow. I almost guarantee you will not hear very little negative
about
community, what Killer Mike is doing tonight.
The rap community is already in uproar, sir. I'm getting a message in live from Twitter and all of hip hop.
Your basement. Your basement.
They're saying, "What the F just happened?" But no, I mean, listen to me. I get what you're saying. I don't think that this was in any way, shape, or form the Grammys' attempt to try and get something right. I think that a lot of their decision was influenced by 50 years of hip hop. Let's give people the closest thing to what we think hip hop is. So I don't know, man.
Grammys have a pattern. The Grammys have a pattern. Every 4 to 5 years.
I think in history, based on what we can see in the last 2 years with Tyler the Creator, XYZ, like I think that they are attempting to say, all right, F what we think we like and what do we think is just generally good rap. I get that. But at the same time, it's like what is good rap is very much relative. Don't get me wrong. I do think that the Travis Scott album in general, I don't think it should have been in. If Killer Mike is deserving of, and we're not talking about that category yet, but let's stay here. If Killer Mike is deserving of best rap song of the year, then there needs to be another category. Like it needs to be best hip hop song of the year, best lyrical performance of the year. It has to be something like that, because in terms of a song and what Be Wise, you talk about this all the time. Music or songs are what gets people moving and makes people feel and makes people do things. Right. Scientists and Engineers did nothing. It was just, I appreciate the lyricism of Andre 3000. It wasn't what impacted the consumer the most, and it was I Want to Rock.
But I'm in agreement. I don't disagree with you. I like me and my wife was running around yesterday, and she knew I wanted to listen to it, and she played it for me. And I was in the car going crazy to I Want to Rock. And I as far as the song goes, and I think I selected I Want to Rock, but I thought would win in this category. But I do think the hip hop anniversary does have something to do with it. I do think it does fall in line too,
And I'm proud of Killer Mike. Don't get me wrong. But
I do think it falls in line to that unusual pattern that the Grammys normally give us. It's next year you'll get the popular stuff, but this year this is what they plan set out for.
Well, let me, as the elder statesman, just say that this category was wrong. It should have been I Want to Rock. It was the best rap song. Now, all the other things that happened were probably right. But as far as the pattern with the Grammys, if we go back and just look, we're gonna skip. We need to move ahead in order for us to really delve into it. So we're gonna leave it at that. I think we're all in agreement that I Want to Rock should have won for best rap song. And now we're gonna move on to our next category, and that was Best Melodic Rap Performance. And the nominees were Sitting on Top of the World, Burner Boy featuring 21 Savage, Attention, Doja Cat, Spin About Me, Drake and 21 Savage, All My Life, Lil Durk featuring J. Cole, and Low, SZA. And the winner was All My Life, Lil Durk featuring J. Cole. I'm going to jump in first and just say, I think this was a win. The Drake, Spin About Me could have been there as well, but I think Doja Cat, she's gonna get her love later on in the night. So for me, that Lil Durk and J. Cole track was really nice, and I think they got it right with this one on my behalf. We'll let JB get in on this one. JB, what are your thoughts on Best Melodic Performance?
Yeah, so I called this one in our prediction vid. Extremely proud of Dirk and J. Cole. It was indeed the best song in that category from a melodic rap song perspective. And it goes back to my point of they need to diversify these categories when it comes to rap, because this was an easy, not necessarily an easy win, but it's easy to understand why this was selected. It was the best melodic song. Understanding that melodic song is combination between sort of R&B-esque and rap. I loved the impact of the song, which I think was the most of it, as well as the message of the song itself. And I think it also plays into, what the voting board was leaning towards when we look at a lot of these categories. So big win for Dirk and J. Cole. Great song, and it should be remembered in time. And I think that's why that also was chosen. So big win.
Yeah, I feel you on that, JB. Appreciate it. Kev, your thoughts?
I don't know. Part of me feels it's still shocking to see Little Durk getting a Grammy. That's one of the most unexpected things I thought I would ever see in my life. But I think it's justified. I think it's justified. I wish I had my Grammy prediction list in front of me to kind of compare and contrast. But I think I did. I think I did vote for this one. I'm not mad at the winner at all. I'm more mad at the other nominees that are in this category. Like, why is SZA and Burna Boy in this category? But it is what it is. And to JB's point, I do think that some expansion needs to be done, because it just seems like they're just crowding a lot of artists in unnecessary fields just because they have a name, as opposed to them actually fitting into that category. But yeah, I have no problem with Lil Durk, and yeah, he found the way to get over. So kudos to him. And it's gosh, Lil Durk. It's still shocking though. It's still shocking. What is he the first drill rapper to get a Grammy?
Drill rapper. Yes, he is actually. He's the first quote unquote drill rapper to win a Grammy, even though this wasn't necessarily a drill song.
Why are you hating tonight? What's wrong with you, man?
I'm not hating, man.
You're so negative.
I'm not hating tonight. I just listen. You're talking about best melodic rap song, and you gotta take away from my man by calling him a drill rapper. He's got a song with Drake. He's officially a mainstream rapper now. White people know him now.
Yep.
He deserves the title.
He will always be drill to me. He will always be drill to me. That's it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Hey. So what's up next, man?
All right. Up next is Best Rap Performance. And Best Rap Performance, we got Killer Mike and Andre 3000. We got Black Thought. Oh, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong thing here, people. Give me a second here. Why do I have
you right.
that? I am right.
It's Killer Mike. Yeah, Killer Mike. Scientists and Engineers, Black Thought, The Love Letter, Baby Keem and Kendrick, Hillbillies,
There we go.
and
Yeah, go
Coi
ahead.
Leray Players. Coi Leray Players,
That's
and this is another Killer Mike win for the evening. So I ain't starting with the hater. I'm gonna go to you, B Wise.
I don't
What are your
mind
thoughts
starting
on
this
this
one
one?
off again. I don't mind starting this one off again. I would just say it's great that Killer Mike won it because this is something that hip hop needs. But to be honest, if you're talking about performances, I've seen Black Thought perform the love letters. Man, that dude straight. And I'm pretty sure even with Drake and 21 Savage in their performance, it's probably really straight. But let's give the Grammys some kudos for understanding something. I can't put my hands around what they're understanding, but at least they're trying to understand something. And I think going into our next category, we really can delve into what we're trying to figure out from them. All right, that's it for me.
Listen,
I
man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So, uh, again, I think that this was a win for them. I got to look again back at the category as to whether or not this was like best rap performance means they actually performed the song and it was the best, or it was like the best actual like sort of rap presentation of a song. So I think either which way you look at it, in my opinion, it was the right choice on this list. I was really having my fingers crossed for Kendrick Lamar and Baby Keem's Hillbillies, just because I feel like what they did was that with that song from a rap cadence and lyrical perspective, as well as like just the uniqueness of the track and them introducing something new to music with that song in a way. I was really hoping that they would win it. If the Grammys really believed in, that sort of thing. But yeah, I definitely chose on our prediction, Scientists and Engineers, just because of how well that song was put together. So yeah, no hate here, no hate here, no hate here.
I think that I think it's hard to vote against Andre 3000 in
It's
pretty much
hard.
any category. And you could say Killer Mike had the cheat code this year, adding that feature onto his album. Honestly, uh looking over this again, and JB made an excellent point with the anniversary of hip hop that just passed. I think based off the anniversary, Coi Leray should have won this because of that sample she has for players. But
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Killer Mike had the cheat code this year, so I don't think nothing was really, really gonna come close. And I don't think Drake is gonna ever win another Grammy again for that mess he pulled. What was it, last year or 2 years ago? So
Both.
I mean,
what?
and then even in asking the question though, like looking at that, like again, you understand that there is some human element to all of this. Like anything Drake is in terms of Grammy category, this here moving forward, it's just like, oh, we're just not going to go with Drake because we know he's protesting this whole thing and he doesn't care. You know what I mean? And it's just
Right,
like, no matter how
right.
good he is, the voters are saying, huh, Drake doesn't care about this. Why would we even consider him? So it's just like, there is that element
Yeah.
to it as well. And it's like, oh, we might as well just give this one to Killer Mike. You know what I mean? And it's,
But
again, I'm not mad at that win. I'm not mad at who they gave it to. But then even in talking about the impact, like, I don't think that around the world, scientists and engineers had even it even had, I don't think it had that great of an impact. And I say it didn't have that great of an impact because the consumer of rap music today doesn't appreciate what Killer Mike does to the extent that they do everybody else on that list. So uh, again,
I
I'm
mean, I'll
super
say this
proud of
though.
Killer Mike. I think this one, I called this one to be his consolation prize because I didn't think they would give him anything. But
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
I mean, but I honestly can't sit here and say I've heard this song on the radio. I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, I heard it. I mean, when it first dropped, it broke the internet, but it because everybody was like, Andre, like, you know what I'm saying? Andre gave us something, like, and it's the Andre cheat code, and that's the other aspect to it. It's like, if you're going to give it to the song creator, Killer Mike, give it to him. Don't give it to Andre, because Andre, like, even though Andre's featured, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you gave it to Andre, you didn't give it to Killer Mike. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but it's that hype was short-lived. That hype around this song was very short-lived. I mean, Drake and 21 are still touring off this album. Like, what is this? This album is what? It's over a year now, right?
Album dropped in April or May of last year. April or May it dropped. Yeah, April or May it dropped. I think their tour actually
got legs though.
Yeah, it do. I mean, it's Drake. It's the Drake effect, but yeah, it's definitely the Drake effect. And I mean, the song is still very much in the airways. So yeah,
if the Grammys gave Drake an award, he would come back.
I don't think so.
2 or 3 awards. If you give him 2 or 3,
I don't think so. When you can drop, I don't know what that was, but when you dropping videos on Instagram and you smoking hookah and hopping out your pool with your shirt off, it's like, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if he was to win record or album of the year, he would come back.
I doubt it.
He would come back. I'm telling you,
I think he's over it.
He would, because
Drake is the single most. Drake is the single most reason why the Grammys are complete BS. Because a guy like Drake can sit up here. A guy like Drake to be what he is and what he will be remembered as in history can say, I don't care about the Grammys. The Grammys means nothing to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
the explanation for that is that. But you guys, you got to understand, the Grammys is really not for Drake. Drake is for the Billboard Awards, American Music Awards, MTV Awards. That's what he's for. I would like for the Grammys to be the Substance Award.
Yeah.
And, you know,
explain that further.
Drake makes top 40 music.
When you say substance, what do you mean, though?
It's neither here nor there, because, you know, I always get people upset.
Nah, go ahead. Be wise. Put it in context.
I think his music is like potato chips or Takis or something that's edible but not filling.
And it's just like, why can't we just put Drake in the pop category? Because we don't want to take anything.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
Swift. We don't want to take pop. Yeah, it's like we don't want to take.
That's what most them just said. Is
it taboo to put a rapper in general categories? I mean,
no, because Post Malone's in general categories.
Well, Post Malone is the pop rap. He's every white person's excuse to listen to rap music and like it as much as they should if it was a black artist. No, dead ass. Like, one time, I sat through a 4-hour tattoo. I sat through a 4-hour tattoo session of a guy straight listening to Post Malone. He's like, "Oh man, I really love Post Malone." White guy, and it's just like the truth and honesty to it all is there is a group and population of people within our American society that refuses to listen to rap music because the artists are black. You know what I'm saying? People want to listen to what they appeal to, and well, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but due to the reality of the society in which we live, the white person is going to gravitate to the white person that does things in the most black appealing way, and I can actually appreciate it because they're white and not black. I mean, that's just the real reality to it. I mean, and it's nothing wrong with that.
Do you think?
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's a skin color thing, or do you think it's a? I don't want to say comfortable.
I think it's a cultural thing, and skin color has something to do with that.
I mean, I'm not taking away that. I'm not gonna take that away from you. Like when Lord Jamar had made his comments about Eminem, and he clearly said nothing wrong to me. He was like, who's riding down the street banging Eminem's music in their car? And people had an uproar. And I'm like, no one is riding down the street listening to Eminem. Eminem is not no one's playlist.
But when Umar said his comments on the Joe Budden podcast about Eminem, not being able to be considered for best rap artist ever, people were in an uproar, and white people came out the woodworks to defend Eminem and his goatness, when the reality of what Umar was saying was, if something is created by in the standard of what it is set by a certain group of people, which it is, how could this person ever be considered at the top of that category? And it's very true. There will never be there will never be a black person as the greatest tennis player, golf player, or river dancer ever, because that culture is the standard of that culture is set by whiteness, or I wouldn't necessarily say unfortunately, but just based on the cultural entanglement of what it is. So it's just white people listen to Eminem like we listen to Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Future, all of that stuff, and you can't take anything away from him. And when you got a voting board that is most likely predominantly white, they're going to lean towards what they culturally appeal to. And that's why I say the human element to all of this is very much biased. There's no realness to it, because I guarantee you, if they put out a poll to the general public and says, vote for who you think the biggest artist is in whatever category, and I guess that they don't want to make it all a popularity contest, but at the end of the day, what do we talk about? The whole how the populace is defined by the standard of whiteness, because that is what dictates a lot of what this institution of music is dominated by, in terms of what it has become. And I don't want us to make this entire conversation about quote unquote race relations, but it's a very real element to all of this.
Hey, be wise. Where your flex bomb at? JBX.
I know. With that, I do want to say, I appreciate y'all on that, and we're gonna get to this final category, and that is going to be best rap album, and that starts off with Her Loss, Drake, 21 Savage, Heroes and Villains, and that's Metro Boomin, Michael, Killer Mike, King's Disease 3, Nas, and the person that I really was weighing as number 1 or 2, Utopia by our man Travis Scott. JB put me on to it, and again, it was hard. I know Michael winning was good for hip hop. Travis Scott winning would be good for rap. Travis Scott is the meat of rap. Michael is the soul of hip hop. Breaking that down, meaning that we have to separate the two from now on. After a few things that have come up recently to the public, which we are going to get into on this show, it's time for rap and hip hop to separate. It's been a beautiful marriage, but rap is not hip hop. Rap is modern mainstream culture society. It should go right along next to pop music. It's what rap is what's popular. Hip hop has never been what's popular. Hip hop has been about what moves your soul. What keeps you in a space to build a society is hip hop. Rap no longer wants to build societies. Rap just wants to get money. That's no knock on rap, because getting money is where it's at. Everybody's out here trying to grab a bag, but in general, they do need to separate.
Yeah, and to save your grace from the haters out there, or those who will call you a hater, it's like rap in general is the popular culture of society. Of society, and that version of music. Like hip hop is like you said, it's very foundational in the message it's giving off, and rap is not so concerned with that. And I just feel like there's so many diverse categories for what is general music and not enough for what rap is. I mean, we've come too far to not have the category of best trap album. right? Because there's a very, it's different. Like there's a lot of trap artists, or even best, new trap artist. Like, maybe the Grammys doesn't want to jump into that realm of diversifying what it has, but it has to, because you can't go so many years and not acknowledge a certain artist for what they did in that year. Like, I mean, even when we go back to
But
when Travis Scott's Astro World lost to Cardi B's album that year, it's just like that was the most, to me, upsetting thing, even in looking at what Cardi B's album means today. It's I can't name you two songs from that album. I mean, maybe if I go listen to it, I'm pretty sure she got two hits that was on the radio for some time. But the biggest one
That's
I
all.
can, the biggest one I can remember is Bodak Yellow, and I don't even know if that was on that album. So it's just upsetting that, especially from Travis Scott perspective, looking at him lose again after doing something great. I mean, when you look at the numbers to it, and numbers doesn't tell the whole story, but it does tell you how the how it was appreciated. I mean, Heroes and Villains got 4.2 billion streams. Right, Her Loss got 2.9 billion streams. Utopia 2.7 billion streams. KD3 57 million, and Michael 40. It was the least streamed album in that entire category in one.
but let me ask you this.
Mhm.
I don't really have a problem with Killer Mike winning this award. I think, like I said, I wish I had my list in front of me, but I do remember saying something like, I'm unsure that the Grammys will want Killer Mike to come up there and possibly give a speech on a hot mic, but
Yeah, you
it
said
probably
that.
should win. It probably should win Best Rap Album. Now, I mean, in all honesty, I mean, Drake is, Drake is X'd out, and I don't even know why they keep nominating him. Yes, why I said it really came down to Killer Mike or Travis Scott. But everything you said, I don't really, I'm not gonna disagree with it, but at the same time, I think your expectations are too high for the Grammys. And I say that because the Grammys is about more mainstream. This is not to take away nothing from 21 or Drake or none of these artists in none of these categories nominated, but it's about the pop artists, and it's about the legends that they still show up. Like, I was watching the red carpet, before we came on, and they were talking to like Billy Joel. They asked Billy Joel, like, how do you feel about coming back to the Grammys after all these years? There's so much buzz back. You were one of the artists that they were talking about backstage because you don't really show up to the Grammys. And I'm like, why is they focusing on Billy Joel like that? But listening to you guys talk, it makes more sense now. Why Billy Joel was such a focal point on the red carpet in this interview session, because he hasn't been around that much. I mean, he still can generate, an audience. I think he said his Vegas residency has been going on for 10 years, and he has 10 years of sellouts.
Yep.
Who can say they got 10 years of sellouts in one location?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people. And that's an amazing thing. But this guy that has all this success pretty much was saying, screw the Grammys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like you saying about Drake. So it is something that I think that the hype of the Grammys is needed, because we do need hype around award shows, because every artist wants to get recognized. But at the end of the day, every genre of music has their separate award shows that breaks down like you said, the different categories. You got your the country music awards got what, they got 20 categories, I think. All
Yes.
they recognize all these different, because everyone sounds differently than the other artists. But you got rap. That's why we got the hip hop awards. Granted, and they kind of gotten away
Yeah.
from a lot
BET
of
has
stuff,
done a very bad job.
but I mean, but they do have a Lyricist of the Year award. They do have a Cyphers. You know what I'm saying? They kind of it kind of brings it back home or to the roots of what this genre of music could and should be. Um, you know, I do think we did get. I think that the award shows have gotten away from some things, and I was talking to a guy the other day, and I said that in preparing for the show, I just bounced some ideas off of this guy, and he gave me some responses back, and he asked me, he said, "So what do you think? How do you think the Grammys fit in today?" And I said that as far as the rap category goes, the Source Awards kind of ruined the appeal for the Grammys for everybody because there was never a point where the Source Awards kind of kept things in check. You know what I mean? Like what Suge Knight did, Suge Knight should have never been able to get away with that. Or, Andre going up this getting booed. Outkast got booed on stage. What are you talking about? Like, Benzino and Dave Mays, they should have made statements to both of those things to kind of nip things in the bud. But by the fact they didn't do anything, they let it go, and they made it seem like it was cool to boo Southern artists because they were from the South instead of looking at them as the future or as everybody is colleagues. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're from New York or Florida or Texas or whatever, everybody wants to be number one, but at the same time, everyone is in this together because if rap falls, then what do you have? And it's out of control. Just like now, rap is out of control now because we don't have people to stand there and be like, hey, here is the standard as to, like you said, what's pop rap, what's melodic rap, what's rap, just rap in general, or even what's hip hop. So where are we at now? Because I agree, but I also think that if we do separate rap and hip hop, I think there needs to be a statement like this is what's considered rap and this is what's considered hip hop. And if it's the BET Hip Hop Awards that take care of our recognition as far as hip hop, then let's do that then. Or BET, or if it's Double XL, if they got to do something, or if it's a Hip Hop DX or whoever, I think a standard has to be put in place to eliminate a lot of this confusion because right now we've been talking about it. Is rap gonna last, and how is it looked at in today's world? And even though we are very smart people and we have good ideas and concepts and comments, but overall it's still crazy out there.
And it's just like going back to it, it's like at the hip hop enthusiast and lover in me really is proud of the fact that Killer Mike was able to run away with these awards the way that he was and even win the best rap album. But like you mentioned about the Grammys and its precedence and what it means, for it to name Killer Mike as the best rap album, it doesn't do what it's designed to do, in my opinion, because based on that standard of what we understand the Grammys to be and what they're really saying with best rap album is this is the most popular or most appealing or best album to have come out last year. I don't think that was Killer Mike's album. Don't get me wrong. Killer Mike's album was masterful, but I think every project on this album, in my opinion, with the exception to maybe 21 Savage and Drake's album, was the echelon, the upper echelon. It was as good as what the album should have been to be there. I think one winning over the other doesn't necessarily say one was less better or better. It's just what someone chose for it to be based on what the category is designed to establish. But again, based on that, it should have been Travis Scott's Utopia. So it's upsetting, but Travis Scott just gonna have to work and come back harder. But I just think that next time he drops an album, he's probably gonna go up against Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. J. Cole's dropping something at the end of this year. You know what I'm saying? Travis Scott's probably going to drop something in 2025. Again, Drake's probably most likely going to drop something again as well. So we're going to be looking at a category with Drake, Cole, and Kendrick. For Travis to have to try and win in that category, it's just like either Kendrick has to come back and we say, we didn't like that album so much, even though every time Kendrick drops something, we know how good the quality is going to be and how appealing he is to the powers that be and voters and how appealing he is in that regard. And it's same for J. Cole, which maybe isn't as appealing as Kendrick Lamar and his efforts when it comes to an album, and even Drake. But it's just it's hard to see that Travis Scott's going to win a best rap album of the year if he didn't win this year, based on the standard of how it's being chosen. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit upsetting to me.
Has Travis ever won a Grammy?
No, not. I don't think he's ever. I think he might have got one for Sicko Mode. I'm unsure, but I don't know. I don't think he's ever got one for album. And he's an album maker. He's not a single guy.
Right. Do you think J. Cole can honestly win for rap album, best rap album at Grammys?
If it's just him and Travis Scott, and if it's just him and Travis Scott, no Kendrick, no Tyler, no Drake, I think that based on how they chose it this year, they're going to give it to Cole, because Cole has 2 more albums before he's set to do his official retirement based on him dropping a list of albums he has left. And I think it's only 1 more after the one he's expected to drop later this year. And I think they would give it if J. Cole was in a category for an album this year, I think they would have gave it to Cole. You know what I'm saying? For the same reason why they gave it to Mike.
I'll be honest with you. I don't ever see J. Cole winning an album Grammy. I just don't. Nothing against him. Yeah. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
But tell me why you don't see it, because I know that answer. Because his appeal. Because of his appeal.
Well, no, but I'll say this. I'll say this is. You're right. If he'd have dropped last year, he would have been a strong candidate to beat Killer Mike this year. But certain awards. See, the Grammys is funny. Just like it's so hard to judge how the Grammy voters are going to go. The majority of the time, they do pick the popular pick or the big stars. They want those big stars to come out to get on stage to accept these awards or even perform. But I don't think that J. Cole doesn't have the look that the Grammys is looking for. He's not appealing physically. And I just don't know. I just feel like, if you take the fans' perspective out of it, I mean, real fans' perspective out of it, I mean, is J. Cole really popping like that in even like a pop level or just a radio or even,
that same could be said for Killer Mike.
Which is true.
Fellas, I need to step in here for a second, guy. I got to step in here. Again, I think you guys are arguing something that the Grammys can't give you. You guys are arguing something that maybe Billboard Awards can give you, something that MTV Awards can give you, something that the People's Choice Award can give you. But the Grammys, I'm looking here at the Best Rap Album Grammy winners. Guys, most of the rap Best Album Grammy winners, it's almost the same person on most of these things. There are very few people who have won a Grammy. The only one I'm looking through here, the only ones that don't make sense are Cardi B and Macklemore. The rest of these winners, they are people who have made albums that the Grammy would like. Thought-provoking albums. When I look here and I see the Carter 3, that was a thought-provoking album. When I look here and I see
the
Carter 3,
it wasn't.
Think it was a thought-provoking album.
Carter 3 was not thought-provoking. It was a good album. It had a great impact, and it had the biggest impact that year, and that's why it won.
No, that's not
it was
why
yeah,
it
it was the
won.
most hyped out.
Not
when
Grammys. The
when the
Grammys
Carter
does
three
not choose like that. Because I assure you that
every album you can tell me that every rap album over time that has won has had the best impact, with exception to the last 2 or 3 years.
I don't
Tyler
think
did.
Release Therapy by Ludacris was the hottest album that year. I do not.
It was big. That album was everywhere. That was the most popular album that year. On that, read the list that year. It was the most. Ludacris killed that year for music in terms of rap music. He was. There was no one else popular. He was the Cardi B of that year. When, you know what I mean, in terms of his appeal, that music he dropped from that album was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B was big. You know what I'm saying? And she was the most attracting thing that year. You know what I'm saying?
And she's an anomaly, guys. She should not have won. Her album has no substance. I'm looking here at this album. I don't
Lil
see a
Wayne
bunch of
shouldn't have
hits
won
on
that
here.
year. Lil Wayne
this
shouldn't have won that
album,
year. For Carter
I'm
3,
looking at.
I'm looking at the nominee.
But maybe Lil Wayne was a snub. They may have given him, because they do give snub awards for when you made a good album and then you come back. Because we know King's Disease is a snub album, a snub award. But I'm looking here at Ludacris' album.
That was crazy.
And then took a year off and won again.
That's what I'm saying. But his 3 albums, I would tell you that the Grammys, as well as people who validate the Grammys, who think the Grammys are so important, they thought that that album was important to them. I don't know if they were the most popping albums those years. They may have sold the most, because again, none of those 3 albums was being played in the hood. Can we agree upon that?
Which ones?
None of the albums he won Grammys for was popping in the hood.
Who?
That's us.
Eminem.
That's what I'm saying.
Eminem. Oh yeah, exactly.
None of his 3 albums was popping in the hood.
Exactly. Yeah.
But his 3 albums may have sold more than anybody else.
But you want to know something? They had the biggest impact in rap. Why? Because the populace listened and appreciated that album more than the rest of the albums on that list. Eminem has the populace. He has the populace of music.
But I'm looking at this Ludacris album. This is not a hot album. I'm looking at what's on here. Unless this is the wrong playlist I'm looking at, this album was not that hot.
I'll give you that. You know what? B Wise is right. B Wise is absolutely right. The Grammys.
This album was not that hot.
Not what you think.
Grammys does not pick the dopest albums. That's what I would tell you. Grammys does not. Igor was not the dopest album the year it won. It didn't make the most plays.
It wasn't.
Okay, so why are we sitting here wasting our time arguing that the Grammys is
it was a
greatest album? What we should be sitting here saying is everyone in the sound of our voice and anyone we can come in contact should be contacting all hip hop, XXL, the Source is making a comeback. Anything that you value, any platform that you value, as far as rap and hip hop is concerned, all hip hop news, anything, even what's the one that Everyday Struggles was on? Complex. Even if you love Complex, you should be emailing them and holding them to the fire, saying, hey, you should be in charge of what people think is relevant in hip hop. But we've allowed these other platforms that we don't own, right? Source Wars was doomed to fail when it didn't require people to wear a nice outfit to the event. You just can't let Black folks, Negroes, whatever you want to call us, just come into a building and sit there and think it's not. People love the Grammys, people love the Oscars because it's aspirational. Negroes or Black people sitting in a room with their urban clothes on, getting urban awards, that's not aspirational. You have to make something aspirational. That's what the Grammys and Oscars are. They mean nothing. They really don't. They don't really mean anything. So I would ask.
Right. Drake only won the Rap Grammy Award once.
Yes, but he won it, and that wasn't even one of his most popping albums.
I think
Gosh.
didn't he win it for, was it Take Care or Nothing Was the
Take
Same? Which one
care.
was it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Take
whoa,
care
whoa,
is the
whoa, whoa,
only
whoa,
one.
whoa, 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 whoa. Take Care was Drake's best album. Take
That's
Care was
arguable.
no, it's not arguable. That no. Take Care was Drake's best album, and he had also had the Andre 3000 effect on that one as well. But yeah, Take Care is a classic rap album in general. It will be. It
We'll
is
say
one of.
it's not even in the top. It's in the top three.
Nah,
That's it.
you're crazy on that one. There isn't a single
I'm
Drake.
not saying me. I'm looking online. I just did my Googles.
There
I
isn't a
just did
single
my Google,
there
and it's
there
not number one.
there is not a single Drake fan that will tell you that Take Care isn't top two Drake album, if not
So what
unanimous.
platform do you want me to read from? There's
Listen,
multiple
we
platforms that
again
say it's not number
we
one.
we have to also understand that that album came out before the streaming era as well. People were still buying CDs in 2013, I think that was, or 2000 or 2011 or 2000. But anyway,
13. It
yeah,
was 2013. Yeah.
yeah. Take no. I think it
No,
might have.
Take Care was not
It
2013.
was
Take Care
11.
was
It was 11.
2011.
It was
Take
2011
Care won the 2013 album. Take Care won the 2013 Grammy. I'm looking at it.
How did that work?
because wait, it could 13. It dropped in October, I believe.
It dropped in 2011, but it won the 2013 Grammy.
How did he skip a year?
Yeah,
Man,
I
that's
don't
just
know.
like Tony Braxton, man. That's how he's telling you how big the album was. Tony Braxton won the R&B Grammy like 3 years straight.
And
Yeah,
I
but
would
his
also
biggest
I
albums
would
were made
also
in 2013.
I would also state that Take Care was Drake's coming out album. It was the album where we realized Drake is a star. Like Drake is that's when Drake became, like, Drake already had the hype within the community, but Take Care was when we realized, okay, this guy is going to be one of the best to ever do it. Take Care was the album when we realized that.
Okay, I'm telling you, most of these things are saying Nothing Was the Same is his best album.
No, unequivocally no. It's Nothing Was the Same is definitely up there. It's definitely my number two. But Take Care was, boy, Drake was rapping on Take Care, rapping, and doing a damn good job songwriting and singing as well.
He did not do a bunch of songwriting on Take Care.
I mean, hey, you
That's
can
the
say what you want
album. That's the album when the Ghostwriter first came out. That's when all that controversy went on.
Drake, yeah,
Was
but
from
Drake,
the Take Care
yeah.
album.
Well, no, I
It
think
was later.
Quentin Miller was Nothing Was the Same, as well as the Weeknd and Sampha. They were doing a lot of songwriting on Nothing Was the Same. And I think also Quentin Miller did a lot of reference tracks for the Drake and Future drum, because that was when it all came about, the Drake and Future album that they dropped, and I believe it was 2015. I believe it was 2015, 2016. So yeah, because that's when the whole Drake and um, Future, or I'm sorry, Drake and Meek Mill beef, I guess, or I wasn't Drake. And yeah, I think it was Drake and Meek Mill at that time when they started beefing. But yeah,
So that's it though. So like we cleaned up all the Grammys.
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
Rap
Grammys
Grammy
is a
Awards.
wrap.
we cleaned
Grammys
up
is
on
a
the
wrap. We've
family.
done it all. We even extended it for the entertainment of others.
The verdict is in. Don't count on the Grammys. Don't count on the Grammys.
Don't count on the Grammys. Hold people responsible that you think matter, whether that be
Mhm.
Context, All Hip Hop News,
Yeah.
and Double XL, whoever you think it
Yeah.
matters, make
So,
them make their list.
so is it safe to say that the Grammys are just for, they're just picking based on who they think should be remembered in time at that point?
They're picking who they think is aspirational at that moment.
Okay.
That's what I believe. I
I go
think
back
that
to
when Macklemore won, they chose him to win based on they thought that it would move rap forward
And
by.
that man ain't do a single thing since.
I know it ruined his career, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. But that's what the Grammys thought they were doing
Because I
when
think
they
he
go
beat a
ahead.
good kid. He beat good kid, Man City, right?
Yes,
yes.
Yeah, that was tragic. That was tragic. Yeah.
It is what
That might be the worst Grammy snub of all time. That might be the worst of all time.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it
that
That
was.
might that,
It
that may
was. It
I was
was.
just talking about it earlier that Nas has been since 1995. Nas has had several albums that were that were highly regarded, and they never won a Grammy. I mean, Naughty by
and I
Nature
don't
won a Grammy
and I
in
yeah,
'95.
and I don't
Naughty
think
by
they care.
Nature. Let me go
Yeah.
back and see what Nas. Let's see what Nas did. What album Nas did in '95?
I don't think they
It was
care. I don't
written.
even
Was it?
yeah, I
What
don't
album did Nas release in 1995?
It
yeah,
was.
I don't
It was
think
either
they
his first or second one.
yeah, I
He
don't think they
released
cared.
Illmatic in
Yeah.
1995,
I
but
don't think
Naughty
they
by Nature won. Come on,
yeah,
guys.
I don't think they cared enough about Nas, and I think that's really what they don't. They didn't care about Nas.
I
You know what I'm
Did you
understand
saying?
that,
see
but
these nominees though?
it's still not the greatest
Skee-Lo, I
snub.
Wish was
When
nominated for the best rap album award.
okay, but what I'm saying is that
Skee-Lo,
you
I
said what is
Wish.
but you said what is the biggest non Grammy snub, and I'm saying it's Illmatic. It's Nas.
It's the biggest. Okay. Illmatic not getting nominated. It's a
You think
travesty.
those
But
voters had that? You think those voters had the aptitude to appreciate how legendary Illmatic was at that time? To back to
I'm not
yeah.
saying they did. What I'm saying is that Illmatic to this day is still considered the greatest hip hop album of all time.
And I do
And
not
with
disagree with
that,
that at all. That is, it is single handedly the yeah
okay, so if we all
yeah.
agree upon that, and it didn't get nominated through none of them. Now we're talking about it didn't make Billboard, it didn't make
It
American Music
yeah.
Awards, it didn't make People Choice Award. It
And
wasn't the highest selling album that year.
he released that one independent, didn't he? Illmatic.
He's
It
been
originally
signed with he's been signed with he
I think it was
signed with
Columbia. I think it was on Columbia at the time.
yeah, it was because I
So,
remember
yeah.
yeah.
Just taking an odd guess. Can anyone name the artist who has the most best rap album?
Eminem.
Yes.
Eminem.
Yes. Everybody knows that
Eminem.
one. But who's right behind him? Kanye.
Is he?
Kanye's right behind
It's
him.
Kanye. It's Kanye.
Three.
Then it's Kanye.
Three.
Then it's Kendrick, and I think Kendrick is tied with Kendrick is tied with Tyler the Creator, which is
Yep.
crazy to me.
No, he's not.
Yes, it is. Kendrick got
Kendrick
two.
got three. Kendrick has three. Tyler has two. Kanye has three. Kendrick has both of Mr. Morale, Damn, and the Pimp a Butterfly. He would have had four if he had got Good Kid, Mad City. He should have had four.
Then Kendrick is tied for first. Then
no, he's tied for second.
Eminem had three.
No, Eminem got
has six.
Yeah, he got six. He got the most.
Kanye has three
by far. Yeah.
Kanye has three.
Eminem has six. Kanye has three, so he's tied for second. Okay. And then
Eminem won back-to-back twice, which is crazy.
And Tyler the Creator.
Gosh, this is depressing. I had high hopes coming in tonight.
We will do a look back at some of these things. I'd like to do a look back at Take Care. I would definitely like to do a look back at that in a future episode. But
that's your homework. That's your homework for the end of the month.
Yeah, but I appreciate you fellas for this live. And JB, you got any parting words before we get out of here?
Nah, man. I look forward to everything to come. Appreciate everyone out there listening, viewing. We got so much more to come. Great conversation, guys. Yeah, that's all for me. Still on my light skin moody vibes over here. I might just blow the hookah in the glass and take a sip.
Kev, last words.
Just appreciate everybody. Giving us opportunity to ramble on about this award show season, and just like BY said, we gotta hope for the best that later on down the line in the year, the other awards that actually specialize in rap and hip hop actually they just don't try to appease the fans or the mass public that they actually take time and consider this person earned the right to be recognized with this award at that time. So, you know, Grammys don't get it right, but you know, let's hope everybody else make up for their injustice this time.
All right, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys can follow us on social media. Instagram, you can follow us at Mix Era Rap Pod. Again, that's Mix Era Rap POD. On Twitter, you can follow us at Mix Era Rap. And on TikTok, you can follow us at Mix Era Rap. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all real soon. We out of here. Peace.